Welcome to an all-new Everything Else podcast right here on YouTube. I am your host, Money Mike, and yeah, it's been a month since I've done a show, and I must say, I will be doing some new Front 7 podcasts coming up. I'll be instead of doing a show every week, basically telling you pretty much what every single person in the media is telling you every week. I'm just going to do every few weeks recaps of what's going on in the NFL. And as always, the Everything Else podcast will be in between whenever there's something of good topic to discuss and talk about, just like today. Now, if you haven't done so yet, go back and check out my E3 recap, as I kind of discussed Madden 16, the completely big flop that was Montana 16, that turned out to be a mobile game. But today I'm back with a little bit more discussion on Madden 16, but also trying to understand why EA Sports completely hates user customization. And I'm comparing that to NBA 2K16. And it's quite amazing. We're gonna get right into it here. Now, I'm not a basketball fan. I don't watch the NBA. Playing NBA 2K16 isn't making me into an NBA fan. I'm more of a casual. I just kind of enjoy it because it's actually one of the better sports games out there. And the thing that I like most about this is that there's so much customization options out there for the user. And when you play Madden 16 or Madden 15 or Madden 25, and you go into franchise mode, and you go into relocation and relocate a team, and basically EA, when you go into relocation mode in either Madden 25, when it was first reintroduced into the game, Madden 15, and then Madden 16, basically EA said, guess what? Here are 17 cities that you can relocate to. Now, here are the 30 default team names you can choose from. You cannot choose your own custom name. Oh, and here's 3 default logos. You can't even upload your own logo. You can't upload your own logo. You can't choose your own team name. You have to go to one of the predetermined 17 cities. You can't just relocate to anywhere else. And then picking the stadium is just kind of like, okay, you have futuristic, you have deluxe, basic stadium. Like, everything's already pretty much all put together. Like, you can't choose anything about the stadium. You can't customize anything with the stadium. And it's like so bare bone. And don't get me started on all the issues with drive goals and the whole dynamic drive goals and how bad it is and things of that nature. I said I've pretty much put down Madden 16 because I don't know, I can't stand it. I mean, franchise is just so broke I can't even play it. But relocation in owner mode, so bare bone, and you really can't get a joy out of it. And plus, EA Sports doesn't really have a lot of customization within franchise mode, which I cannot understand why EA Sports hates it. I think a lot of people, you go into like the main gaming boards, you go to IGN, you go to Operation Sports, any of the big name video game forums, and you see a lot of people that ask for customization in Madden. And, they ask for customized draft classes. They ask for, like, being able to, like, choose the team name when they relocate. Being able to, whatever the case may be. It's just so much that isn't there that would make it so much better, but it's just EA just restricts it so much. Like, I'm not sure why they are forcing us to play their way. Here's the best example that I can give. Before I dive into NBA 2K16 and their relocation mode, and to really show you, I think when you look at NBA 2K16, it will show you why I think EA Sports is so happy that they blocked out the competition with a exclusive license with the NFL 10 years ago. Because if you look at NBA 2K16 and you just imagine what a NFL 2K game would be like in 2015. I mean, EA Sports basically saved their behind basically by locking them out, by getting the exclusive license. But that's not the topic of discussion. That's been discussed so much that it's being a dead horse. So, anyway, look at one of the things I looked at was Super Mario Maker for the Wii U. And, okay, granted, you may say, why am I comparing Mario to a sports game, let alone a football game? It's two completely different things, right? I know that's what you're saying at home, in your computer, wherever you're listening to. How can you compare Mario to a football game? I'm not comparing Mario. I'm comparing the fact, you look at the name of the game, Super Mario Maker. You can go in. Now, they've given you the option, I think it's like 3 different worlds, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 different versions of Mario that you can actually play through. I'm not sure. I don't have a Wii U, so maybe somebody in the comment section can help me out. But there's like all these different levels of Mario from throughout the years. You can have the Super Nintendo Marios to the Wii versions of Mario. I think there's ones for the Marios on Nintendo 64. But it's basically, you can go in and just create all these levels using all the years of Mario, all the different platforms and generations, and you can go in and create your own Mario level. There isn't no, okay, you have to play through this level the way Nintendo wants you to play. There isn't any of that. This game actually has it where you can create the level. You can go and add as many question blocks as you want. You can add a wall. You can do so much. You can put some like flowers. You can do so much stuff with it. Like, you can put in so many enemies. Like, it really allows you to customize your Mario experience to your liking. And the very best thing I like about it is that if you create this, if you create a level before you can even upload it for others to play and download, you have to actually beat the level yourself. So that adds to it, and you can take away stuff. You can make the level as long as you want. It's insane, like the amount of detail, the customization that Nintendo allows you to have in Super Mario Maker. It's amazing. I wish I had a Wii U, because I would love to do that. And I would love to go in and download and play different levels that other gamers have made. And EA Sports, through all these years of Madden, have not really let you do much customization to their game. Yeah, and you can change the sliders, you can change the difficulty, you can, edit the ratings, but You can't edit the ratings within franchise mode, create your own draft classes. You can't really do anything that makes it really feel like it's your experience. They added the sim win feature, which is great, other than the fact that the sim engine produces these ridiculous blowouts every time you do the sim win, and it allowed you to go in as 32 teams and really create your own season, which is what everybody, I think, wants to do when they play Madden. They don't want to just stick to what really happens. They want to go in, create their own NFL, create their own storylines, things like that. But nope, EA restricts it. And then it's like, you go and play NBA 2K. You say, okay, even if you're, like I said, I'm not a basketball fan. I'm not, I'll watch college basketball, things like that. But in terms of professional basketball, no, I'm not. I'm casual. Well, I don't know. I'm not even casual because I don't even watch it really. But I play NBA 2K, and, it's amazing. Relocation in Madden is so bare bone. And you look at what the very first year. Now, again, I think if I'm correct on this, this is the first time that relocation has ever been in the NBA 2K series, and the amount of detail that went into relocation in NBA 2K16 for the first time bringing it into the game. You compare that to what EA Sports and Madden gives you in their relocation, and you sit there and you wonder, why do you even play Madden? Like, I've basically put Madden down, and all I do is play NBA 2K right now. I'm having fun relocating teams to, like, I relocated one team to Baltimore. I wanted to keep with the bird theme, so I made like the Baltimore Cardinals NBA team. Put them downtown in the Baltimore arena. Let's see what else. I've done another one where I've relocated a team to like Virginia. I'm working on some stuff, just having some fun with the relocation. But what makes it so interesting is that you can't just move the team. Like let me go in detail here. I pulled some information up on this. Now, just so you guys know, when EA Sports reintroduced, because relocation used to actually be in Madden in the PS2, PS3 days. But, basically, when they brought it back, they put a list out for 17 cities, right? Only 17 cities. London, England. Los Angeles. Gee, the NFL's really pushing this whole thing, ain't it? So it's quite odd that so it's interesting that since the NFL wants to have teams in London and LA, I'm not surprised. Even though EA Sports did say they went to the NFL and came up with a whole list of like 17 cities that realistically that they would move to. And these were the cities that the NFL allowed EA Sports to have in the game. And if you notice, when I go into the relocation cities for NBA 2K16, we'll start to see the difference. Okay, like I said, London, England, Los Angeles. You have Mexico City, in which, then you have Dublin, Ireland, which makes sense because the NFL just renewed like the international series through 2025. So, and they're looking at playing not just in London, but in other foreign countries as well. So it makes sense. You have Dublin, Ireland in here, and you have Mexico City, and you have London. So that kind of gives you that international flavor there. to go along with the international series. The Bills, they've played some games in Toronto, so it makes sense that they have Toronto available. You can put another team in San Antonio, or you can put a team in Texas twice, because they give you the option to relocate to San Antonio, or if you want, you can relocate Houston, which is strange because you already have the Houston Texans. But yeah, you can relocate and bring a second team to Houston, or if you don't want to do that, you can bring a second team to Chicago. You can move a team to Orlando and have 4 bad teams in Florida. Orlando, you already have Jacksonville, you have Tampa Bay, you have Miami. So, hey, why not? Relocate to Orlando. Give them a 4th team, like Florida needs another team. Oklahoma City, I think that's a city that I personally would like to see get an NFL team one day. You see how passionate they are about college football, the Oklahoma Sooners, and it would be so great to have a team in Oklahoma. I think it makes sense with the rich history of football in Oklahoma. And I know I've relocated a team to Oklahoma, and I actually done some crazy trades to get Adrian Peterson, or even I've just moved the Vikings and made this whole big thing it's Adrian Peterson's homecoming to Oklahoma, yada yada yada. You have Salt Lake City, and you have Brooklyn, New York. You can go to Memphis, Tennessee. I covered Chicago. If you don't like Los Angeles, you can go to Sacramento. And I guess if you want to give Ohio a new team, or if you want to relocate the Browns to Columbus from Cleveland, you can. Or you can put 3 teams in Ohio. It's up to you. You have Portland, Austin, Texas, which makes, out of 17 cities, 3 of them are in Texas. You have 2 that are in California. And you have 3 that are foreign countries. Now, that's the list of 17. That's it. And this has not changed since Madden 25. EA Sports has not added any new cities, which is a shame because, frankly, like I said, with lack of customization, you should be able to move your team anywhere you want. And NBA 2K16 proves it, and proves that it can be done. So stop being lazy, EA Sports. Add in some more cities. But it's 2015, and so far EA Sports does not like anything customized about their game. So, like I said, considering it's 2015, I really doubt EA Sports will change and allow users to do any customization, even though NBA 2K16 relocation blows their relocation mode out of the water. There are 17 cities that you can choose from in Madden's relocation. Predetermined team, predetermined stadium. You can't customize anything about the stadium. You can't even choose or change the name of the city, name of whatever. You can't change what the seat colors look like. You can't customize anything about the stadium. It's all preset, right? Not in NBA 2K. Now, I'll get into the whole owner approval a little bit later on here, which just makes this whole relocation process in NBA so much more better and much more realistic too. In Madden, you can change the uniforms, yada yada yada. 2K lets you do that. That's pretty standard, right? But the best part about all this is if you want to change the logo, you can actually upload your own team logo, or you can download from the community uploads, or upload your own images to really take control of the team and really make it a new team. And so, like me, like I made the Baltimore Cardinals. Like, I went into the community uploads, looked for like a picture of like a cardinal, and somebody had uploaded the Louisville Cardinals logo. So I just used that because it was easy, it was simple. Plus, their logo is pretty cool anyway. Now, after that, and this is the part I bring in about the customization of the stadium that you cannot do in Madden. You can't change the seat color. You can't change the name of the arena. You can't get anything like that. In 2K16, here's what you can do. You can pretty much design the entire arena to whatever you may want. If you want a black court, you can have one. Blue, green, whatever colored court, right? And to think that, in Madden, we can't even choose between having, say, grass or turf. Like, you can't even choose between having turf on the field versus actual grass. It's just default. And 2K allows you to pretty much change the type of hardwood that you can use on the court, and you can change the color, you can change all this, you can choose what logo you want to put in the middle of the court. And with Madden, you can't do nothing. Everything is defaulted. You can't choose a logo to put in the middle. You can't choose the end zone colors, what goes in, what like logo or text that goes into the end zone. I mean, you can actually choose the text that goes onto the court. The arena for the relocated Baltimore Cardinals team, I just put like this text of, Baltimore on the court. And then the logos, I put the Cardinals logo in the middle. And then with the Maryland State flag, in the, on the ends of the court. And being able to choose the context of the color of pretty much everything on the court. Being able to choose your own sponsors. And these are the little things that matter, that are just like, you think they're so little, but in the bigger scheme of things, they're actually really huge additions. Like, I don't think EA Sports realizes, like, how much it would actually mean for gamers to actually be able to upload their own logos, put them, or even using the default custom logos that EA Sports has come up with the, the default team names. And being able to put the logo in the field, in the middle of the field, designing, what the color of the end zone, putting like text or logos, all this stuff. I think that EA Sports has just overlooked so much that would make so much of a difference. And being able to choose between turf or artificial grass, real grass, like just the things that, like these little small details that, like I said, I think a lot of people look at it and say, oh, there's small details, yada yada yada. And a lot of people will look at like, oh, just use standard hardwood, standard color, who cares how dark it is, how light it is, how many colors are on the court. But yet all that stuff means so much, when in reality a lot of people would think, it's not a big deal. But it makes the game, it makes MYGM, makes the relocation actually feel like your own. And again, none of this is in Madden. I mean, you can't do anything that, it's crazy. It really is. But let's move on. I pulled up the My League MyGM dev diary, and I'm just gonna read a little excerpts excerpts from it. Full colorization of the seating in the arena. So you can change the color of the seats. There's 13 different arenas you can choose from. 13. Think about that for a minute here. Think about how limited of options you have and what kind of stadium you can build in Madden. Here, you have 13 different arenas that you can make for your basketball team when you relocate in NBA 2K16. You can change the scorers table. You can make it as big as you want, small as you want, whatever, it's up to you. That's huge. You can take over the aspect of what sponsors will be advertising on the scorers table. You can go in and upload your own images. So if you want to, like, if you have a podcast or something, you can upload your own image and things like that, right? You can promote your own show within the game. You know, you can go into community uploads. People have already uploaded like different companies' logos already. I mean, it's amazing. And so, you know, it's like, I think it's like 4 or 5 different sponsors you can choose from that can play on the scoreboard or on the scores table. I mean, 2K does have their preset logos, but pretty much you can upload and choose whatever you want, download whatever. Now, we all know the NFL teams today, they have these big jumbotrons, right? Big old jumbotrons. The Panthers just installed a new one. You know, we know Dallas, when they made their new stadium, Jerry Jones put that big old 50-inch or whatever how big it is in the center of the stadium. And you really can't change the jumbotron in Madden. It's kind of just defaulted to a regular plain old thing, right? In which, guess what? In 2K, you can choose one of like 24 different jumbotrons. You know, big one, small one. I mean, it's amazing. You can choose the animations that play throughout on that jumbotron that show up throughout the game. It's amazing. You can choose sound effects after, you know, you make a 3-pointer. You can, you know, whatever it may be. You have all this stuff, right? Now there is no custom sound, so you can't upload your own sounds, but 2K does provide a decent soundtrack for you to choose from. You can choose the logo to put in the center of the court. You can choose the secondary court logos, choose arena name logos, which is like amazing, because if you really want to make an authentic Staples Center, you want to make a authentic, like in my case, when I was doing the Baltimore Cardinals, if I wanted to make an authentic Baltimore Arena, I mean, I can upload the Baltimore Arena logo, and it can actually feel like you're in the Baltimore Arena, like you're in the Staples Center. This is just tip of the iceberg here. I'm not going to go through everything, because if you've played the game, you already know what it is on here. But the thing I do want to bring up is that the application submission and relocation committee voting. If you read the news, you know, all the owners are expecting the Rams, the Raiders, Chargers to apply for relocation to go to LA. And even though the Rams, you know, they're trying their best to keep the Rams in St. Louis. I mean, they got a sponsorship for their new stadium for like over 20 years with National Car Rental. You know, to try to entice Stan Kroenke from moving the Rams. Or maybe the Rams have a Plan B team. Maybe the Raiders go to St. Louis. I don't know. But in Madden, you just kind of go in, choose to relocate, and then you just start the process, and then within a year, you know, you're gone. You're playing in the new city, new town, which is not even authentic, because it takes 3 years to actually build a stadium. It takes years to build a stadium. You know, I mean, Atlanta doesn't even... I think Atlanta goes to their new stadium next year, maybe? No, Minnesota does. Minnesota goes to their new stadium next year. The Vikings are currently playing the TCF Bank Stadium, but they'll be in their new stadium for next year. Essentially here with NBA 2K is that there's voting. There's an application that you have to fill out, basically. So you go through, you customize everything, you customize how it's going to be, and then you have to hope that it's approved by the other owners in the league. And then there's a relocation fee. There's all this stuff that makes it so authentic and so real that it just adds to the level of detail that NBA went in, that 2K Sports put into their relocation process. Now, in the game, you have until March 31st to submit an application for relocation. Now, throughout the whole process, you'll see like a thing where it says, how many owners approve, deny it, and are undecided. So it gives you an idea of what, of where the other owners stand on you relocating the team. And it's so good to do that because, in Madden, you just try to relocate. It's just like, okay, whatever, cool. I mean, could you imagine if EA Sports actually allowed that kind of authentic relocation into Madden, where you have to have owner approval to go to a new city, to relocate to a new town? And something that, the NFL probably would never allow. Because in Madden, you can basically, if you wanted to relocate the Rams and move them to Brooklyn, basically they're stuck in the NFC West. Even though they're playing on the East Coast. Or they're considered being in the East Coast now, so now it's just kind of, okay, but now you're still kind of stuck in the NFC West division. 2K has actually put league realignment into the game as part of relocation. Here they gave an example here. They moved the Chicago Bulls to Los Angeles. So they had to make a shift in divisions and conferences in order to compensate for that. So, it's one of those things where it's like, whew, it's crazy. It's very crazy of how much that goes into it. And, I mean, I don't know how anybody can play Madden franchise mode after you've played MYGM one time. And you've gone through the relocation and the details of how much 2K Sports has put into the relocation and how much they put into MYGM in general. It's just not just the whole relocation process for this year, but just in general, MYGM has been so far ahead of franchise mode that it's mind-boggling to me that EA Sports is not even like trying to implement some things that 2K is doing to try to make franchise mode better. Instead, they just give us this broken mode each year. I don't know. Why does EA Sports hate customization? I don't know. Maybe we can all discuss this in the comments below. But maybe one day, if I can quote Martin Luther King, I have a dream that EA Sports will allow customization within Madden and franchise mode to the detail that 2K Sports does with NBA 2K. But I have a feeling I am just going to keep dreaming and hoping maybe that 2K can make another football game again. Comment below. Let me know what you guys think of NBA 2K16, MYGM, the whole relocation process. Have you guys done it? Have you guys found any, like, what cities are easier to move to? Which ones are the hardest? Things of that nature. Comment below. comment what you think. What aspects of the relocation process in NBA 2K would you like to see EA Sports add into franchise mode going forward? I've been your host, Money Mike. Thanks again for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to this channel because I will be tuning out shows more than usual in the next coming weeks. So stay tuned. Front 7 Podcasts will return. 5-week review of the NFL so far. So many injuries to quarterbacks that have derailed teams. A lot of backups are playing. Matt Hasselbeck looked very good as the Colts starter playing against Houston. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in Week 5 and what kind of Week 5 review I will be talking about, as I will review the first 5 weeks of the season and where do we stand at looking at the playoff picture, the 2016 NFL Draft, and much more. I've been your host, Money Mike. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.